GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered. And that's MVS and Justin Watson with some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues. If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up. Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow, comma, semicolon, period, next sentence, to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man JRich.
Is that yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up with Ray
and Jay
in the morning.
My God.
How good is
Dude.
he? Oh, GMGP! It is Wednesday, December 18th, and y'all see it, baby. Rise up, JRich Falcons fans, rise the hell up. We got a new quarterback in the building, baby. We got a pocket passer, JRich. We finna let's get the ball to Mooney. Let's get the ball to London. Let's go. Big Penix energy in the goddamn building this morning. What's happening with you? Tanker 2532. What's happening with you? GMGP Dro. What's happening with you, baby? Hump Day. Not to be confused. We'll get your freak on Friday. Y'all know what it is. Come Friday time. We ain't getting nasty just yet. I got on gray sweatpants, but we ain't talking about that this morning. We got Penix. We got Cousins. Drew Alar. JRich, your boy. Drew Alar going back to college. We're going to talk a little 2025 rookie class implications, playoffs. What the hell do you do right now in fantasy football? We lost some stars, gained some new stars. We got the people in the building. Somebody said left hand. Oh, left hand, right? My bad. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't even do it left-handed. I was gonna get on you for that, but I let it slide. Man. The chat's not having it though.
Yeah. I did it. What's up, JRich? I did it wrong. That was the right hand. Penix is a lefty. That's my bad. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's going down? How you doing, Jay?
I'm excited, man. I'm very excited. On Monday we talked about it. Last week we talked about it. 2 weeks ago we talked about it. Every week it feels like this has been coming more and more. I said if they lost, that Kirk would not be starting anymore for the Atlanta Falcons. They won the game, but it was a lot closer than it should have been, considering how bad Desmond Ridder was in that contest. But it's finally happened, Ray. Michael Penix is starting for the Atlanta Falcons, and they have a big decision on their hands. Trade him, just bench him and keep him. But there's a lot of things to discuss as far as
is
Atlanta
that
Falcons
the biggest news, or
go.
does everybody want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Cup championship game? We could talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Did you watch the game?
No.
Not that I was going to watch anyways, but why does
anybody
care?
want to talk about the Cup? Do you want to talk some Cody Bellinger going to the Yankees, JRich? We know how much you love the MLB.
But you know about the controversy, right?
No, I don't. No.
So
I was going to lie and say yes, but I don't.
Cody Bellinger's wife is Giancarlo Stanton's ex-girlfriend, either ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. So he had to approve the trade because they're Eskimo bros.
Hey man, we're not getting it. We're not talking about any marital
you brought it up.
Relationship,
I didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
We're not doing any of that this morning. So I did not hear the drama about who approved it. Stanton had to approve it?
Yeah, Stanton. Well, because bringing him into the locker.
So they went to Stanton and said, hey, we're about to trade for this dude who's banging your ex-wife now.
I don't know if it's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, but yeah, there's a little controversy, little dilemma in the Bronx.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Should have just signed Juan Soto, the fucking bozos.
Yeah, the score was 90. The NBA Cup championship was 97-81. For anybody, for all of you out there waiting for the final score of the NBA championship Cup. There you go, man.
Two-time winner, Darvin Ham, right?
Who? Darvin? Yeah, Darvin Ham. Hell yeah, man. Shout out
winner.
to the Lakers. All right, Jay, we got a lot of news to get to. You kind of brought it up at the beginning of the show. Everybody knows it. Michael Penix is starting. We are going to get to that, talk about that, and just the overall thoughts around that. What's this mean right now in week freaking 16 of your fantasy football playoffs, week 16 of the
Yep.
NFL season? They've already fallen out of the division lead after a disastrous collapse. We will talk about all things Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins. But we do want to touch on, Jay, one of the more, I think for me, disappointing players this season, disappointing narratives, disappointing storylines, disappointing NFL-wise and fantasy-wise. And we saw this young man play on Monday Night Football, and I just want to take a little time at the top to talk about Caleb Williams and the disappointment that has been his rookie season. Listen, we understand the coaching staff has been not good for him from the time that he got there. They fired Eberflus middle of the season. We weren't excited about the offensive coordinator going into the season. But man, Jay, just watching them versus Minnesota, and they were clearly the inferior team, right? They lost 12-30 in that game. Caleb Williams, 18 for 31, 191, 1 touchdown, 2 sacks. Couldn't really get anything going on the ground. Keenan Allen led the way receiving-wise, and the Minnesota Vikings got the job done. It wasn't a spectacular performance, but they got it done. Jets scored. Addison caught a couple of passes. Aaron Jones got in the end zone. But just talk about Caleb Williams and this season from him, the expectation that you might have had personally for him, and neither of us thought he'd be a all-pro player out the gate, but I'd be a damn lie if I told you I didn't think he'd be a hell of a lot better than what we've seen so far through his rookie season. Is this just a case of it's a rookie and he'll get better and there's no fears about what he can become down the line, or are you concerned about his situation and how that situation is going to impact him moving forward? So you could put it on Caleb, you could put it on the situation, however you want to take it. Just talk about the number 1 overall pick who's played. If we had to redo the NFL draft today, how do you think it would shake out? I think Jaden Daniels would be the first quarterback off the board pretty unanimously, right? Is there a consensus there that JD5 would be off the board first? Yep. I still think Caleb would be selected ahead of Bo Nix. But where do you think he would go in relation to Drake May? Do you think Caleb would still be selected ahead of Drake May, or just go pop off about Caleb Williams? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look to a few different things. You go all the way back to when they drafted Justin Fields and the way that he looked in his rookie season, and part of it was the offensive line, part of it was Justin Fields. But the funny thing is, you're now into another rookie quarterback who's much more highly touted, supposed to be way more polished in the pocket, escapability, all these things. But that's not necessarily showing up on the field because while I don't think his decision-making has been getting worse throughout the year, he's been improving a little bit in that regard, still taking a lot of sacks, offensive line's still bad, and you're kind of have to wonder, like, when is this going to get better for Caleb Williams? Because while I do agree with you, he hasn't played at a very high level, especially when it comes to throwing the football. He's missed a lot of throws he probably shouldn't. He has been making mistakes, but I do think he has been growing and improving like a lot of these rookie quarterbacks have. But the offensive line is still a massive issue, and this is not an issue that they haven't tried to fix over the years. Mm-hmm. They've drafted guys high to try and fix the offensive line. Right. Fields. Yep. And you look to this team and you say, well, when is it going to get better? To at least the point where Caleb can be comfortable in the pocket and deliver the ball. I think that's the biggest problem for me is I think Caleb can grow and develop as a quarterback. I don't think it helps that Eberflus was his head coach because that's going to help develop a rookie quarterback. I don't think having Shane Waldron, who we all kind of knew was very questionable coming in as the OC, is going to help either. But do I think that a Cliff Kingsbury can come in and fix Caleb Williams? Maybe to some extent, but if they can't fix that offensive line, he may still continue to struggle. Because
here's my thing, though, Jay. Everybody said, what offensive line besides Detroit is good? Like
that's fair.
We keep everybody. I think that is a crutch that people fall back on. Oh, the offensive line bad. Well, if you're telling me tell me where their O-line ranks in the NFL, because every goddamn offensive line is bad. They're all terrible. I'm watching the game, Jay. Minnesota's O-line looked no better than what Chicago's did. The left tackle and right tackle, when O'Neal went down, that O-line looked just as damn bad as Chicago's O-line. When I'm watching Joe Burrow run around for his life, his offensive line looks a goddamn mess. Bryce Young's offensive line every offensive line is a mess if you're not the Detroit Lions. So I don't want to hear, oh, it's the line. All he needs is more line. What the fuck does that mean? People just throw that. They just need more line. You're not getting more line. There's no more line to go get, right? You can go get a player or two, but you're not going to revamp the offensive line. Nobody said he was a bust. We said, what words did we carefully use? It's been a disappointing season. It's been disappointing for the expectation that we had. It's been disappointing because Caleb Williams himself said, we ain't never going to punt. We ain't going to need the punter. We got three Pro Bowl caliber
Punter's got
receivers.
more yards than him now.
We got dope running back. We got good tight ends. We ain't punting the ball. You know, it's been a disappointing season. So, again, I ask you the question. They redo the NFL draft today, 2024. Who goes? JD5's first quarterback off the board. Is Caleb still the second quarterback, or do you think it would be Drake May or maybe Bo Nix? I don't think it would be Bo Nix at all, but do you think Drake May would have an argument for a QB2 off of the board over Caleb?
So my only point with the offensive line is I don't know if Caleb can play well behind a poor offensive line. We've seen Jaden Daniels do it. We've seen Drake May do it. We haven't seen Caleb Williams do it. And that's where I go to talking about the offensive line. Can they improve it to where it's good enough that Caleb can play behind it? Because right now he can't. And I don't know if he's going to develop to where he can do that, because all the other quarterbacks can do it. Denver's offensive line isn't great either. So if you're re-ranking them, I think it has to be JD5 and then May, because May's already shown he can play better out of structure and under duress than Caleb can. And I think you can make the argument for Bo Nix. I think if you're a GM and you're a coach, you're taking Caleb over Bo Nix. But if you're just being honest about who's been the better quarterback this year, it's head and shoulders Bo Nix. And even projecting into latter years on their current rosters, you'd probably still take Bo Nix to some extent. You're just taking Caleb because of the what if, because of this massive talent, because of what he did in college. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. But on the field in the NFL, it is pretty clear that the situation for Bo Nix, Drake May is another conversation, and JD5 are much better. Drake May is really, to me, the barometer. If you're going to take Caleb Williams over Drake May right now, given their current situations, I don't think you're really watching both these quarterbacks, because you can tell right away watching May that he has a much better understanding of how to play quarterback in the NFL, and Caleb is still playing the same way he played in college, and that's probably coaching to some extent, but I think that's his biggest problem. He's playing college football in the NFL, and he's getting sacked and making a ton of mistakes.
Jay, you see the USC helmet back there. I'm a season ticket holder for USC, man, so I watched a lot of Caleb Williams in college, and the big scouting knock on him and the big concern about Caleb was what? His ability to play within structure, just to drop back, deliver the ball. And there was a play on Monday night where he was running all around, and I'm like, throw the ball. Launches it, it's incomplete, and he just gets smoked on the play. I mean, he gets absolutely destroyed, and he's flopping around on the ground like a fish out of water. And I'm just like, throw the fucking ball, dude. Like, get it out. I think all the things kind of combined for him. The situation is probably not very good with Shane Waldron being there.
The coaching is bad.
Eberflus, the coaching doesn't help. But I think Hefty Hernandez said it in the chat, said, like, let's not escape accountability for him either. He's got to play better.
For sure.
And he's been pretty bad. He has not been that good. So it's just been disappointing. It's been a disappointing rookie year for Caleb Williams. I hope they get the right coach in there to work with him, to help him grow, because I do think he can be a special quarterback. He's got a unique blend of arm strength and rushing upside and ability. Let's get a stable signal caller in there. You know, Baker Mayfield's had like 4 offensive coordinators too over the past 4 years, and he's figuring it out. Veteran, he's been through the fire. Let's give Caleb some time, and I think he could be all right. But it has been a disappointing season. That game sucked too. I don't know what. Is there anything you want to talk about from that game? It was not good. And then they have to play the Lions this week. Good luck.
Yeah, nothing really to say there. They went forward on 4th down on the first drive, didn't get it. That told you everything you need to know about how that game was probably going to go. And Minnesota didn't play very well either, in my opinion. You know, they ran the ball fairly effectively with Aaron Jones, but through the air, Darnold was a little bit unimpressive considering how well he's played coming off the 5-touchdown game. But this is the biggest issue for Caleb, is that we saw this early in the year and we talked about it midseason. Yeah, he's playing well now, but we knew that this stretch of divisional games was coming, and I believe he still has the Packers on the schedule as well. So he's got a lot of tough games still to play, and it's not looking like it's going to get any better, especially the way this team's playing. With all the playmakers they have outside, you have to blame coaching to some extent, but Caleb is the guy for this team. And then I assume you heard as well that Ryan Poles is coming back. So
yeah, Poles is back.
We kind of say he's done a good job, but the coaching, he's not. Like, he's not hired good coaches. And that's the biggest problem, is that he's going to be the guy to hire the new coaches, whether it's Thomas Brown or they go another direction. And he has to get that right, because he has his quarterback now. Everyone was saying, oh, the trade for Bryce Young was so bad and they won that trade. Well, you still have to have a guy at the helm. And it's clear now that Bryce Young and Canales are kind of cooking, and they have to figure out a coach for the Bears, because It's not going to be Ben Johnson. I think they'd be lucky to get Cliff, and Cliff is probably the guy you want. It's just whether or not they can get him.
Well, let's talk about the other game on Monday night, the game that sort of had the ripple effect after a win. Just interesting, even though if you watched it,
crazy.
You know, it wasn't I guess a win is a win, but it wasn't an impressive one. But it was a game on. The Raiders and the Falcons played. The Falcons won that game. What was the score of that game for the Falcons? 12-9?
15-9.
Yeah, something.
15-9.
15-9 in that game. The Atlanta Falcons 7-7 on the season. The Raiders fall to 12-2. Kirk Cousins was 11 for 17, 112, one touchdown, one pick, sacked 3 times. Bijan was a what, Jay? Bell cow. Bell cow Bijan, 22 for 125. Jersey Drake got in the end zone. Kyle Pitts didn't do anything. Darnell Mooney was an ofer. Man, absolutely killed you if you were relying on Darnell Mooney for the fantasy playoffs. Other side of the ball, Bowers probably killed you too because he didn't do shit with Desmond Ridder. 3 for 39. Jacoby Myers pretty much non-existent until he caught that last desperation throw in the fourth quarter when they were trying to come back. Running game, if you started Sincere McCormick, womp, womp, womp. If you started Alexander Madison, womp, womp, womp. Like, there was not a lot of good from the Raiders side of the ball. And then following the game, JRich, we know what happened with the Atlanta Falcons side, but quickly, from the Raiders standpoint, Antonio Pierce was asked about his head coaching job of the future and does he deserve to be back and all this other stuff. And you know what old Pierce said? He said, hey, man, I'm under contract, baby. I don't know what y'all think, but I'm under contract. So shit, yeah, I'm going to be here next year. I'm watching it, Jay. And there was a moment in the game where the announcers were just talking about this is why bad teams stay bad. I think they were trying to come back, and they're getting
the penalties.
They
had
penalties,
so many penalties on
delay
the
of games, dead ball penalties, and Lewis Riddick and company were just talking about this is why bad teams stay bad. I did a mock draft on Monday. If y'all didn't check it out on the channel right now, I did a full mock draft, Jay. Check it out. All the comments, the prior drafts, Raiders fans told me they don't want a quarterback. Give me Travis Hunter. So in this mock, I did just that. Gave them Travis Hunter, and it caused a chain reaction of chaos in the mock. And I'm watching this game. There's no way Las Vegas is going into next season with Aiden O'Connell, Desmond Ridder. Is Jimmy Garoppolo still there? He won't be the damn quarterback. There's no, they have to draft a quarterback. Whether you like him or not, they have to draft one. And the 25 QB class, it took a hit this past week. Because Drew Allard, we talked about it on Monday. I was like, hey, man, the backup said he's transferring. To me, this signifies he's probably coming back. And now one of the potential first-round quarterbacks in 2025, the last of the potential first-round quarterbacks, he's out. He's going back to school. So you're looking at a QB class right now, Jordan Richards, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel. Those are the 3 that have declared, said that they're in. That's what you got right now. Not great.
It's not good.
But the Raiders are going to have to take one. So your thoughts on Antonio Pierce? Will he be the head coach next year? Yay or nay?
Absolutely not, Ray. Absolutely
he's
not.
They had no business hiring him in the first place. And
no.
I
mean,
no.
I do agree with you. Like, I don't think they should have, but I think what he did initially was good. This is how it always goes, right? You fire your coach, you get the interim head coach bump, and then what happens? The wheels fall off and they don't come back. So no one should have not expected this. Like, Pierce has been pretty awful as a coach in general. Situationally, he's one of the worst in the league. This team has not gotten better. If you could argue they've even gotten worse than when they were under Josh McDaniels. Like, there's been a lot of issues with this team, but yeah, they have to have a quarterback. That's step number 1. Whether it's Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward, it's going to be one of the 2. They're the top 2 in odds for number 1 overall pick right now. Shedeur is actually becoming a heavier favorite day by day. Cam Ward as well is coming down the board also. But yeah, then you look to a player like Drew Allard, Ray. I have to ask you this while we're talking about Allard very quickly. Do you think there's a world where he doesn't come back? Because I find it so ridiculous that today he says, oh, I'm going to come back, assuming he got a massive bag to come back. But at the same time, we've seen it happen plenty of times where players have ridiculous playoff runs and they shoot up draft boards. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if that happened to Allard as one of the few players with the potential to do that.
We've been on this show. This is year 4 that we've done this. And whenever they started to incorporate NIL, what is the question that I've always asked? have you even seen one of these deals? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
What does an NIL contract look like? I haven't seen one. We've heard rumors. Oh, he's getting $5 million. He's
Yeah.
getting $4 million. I saw the stipulation. I shit you not. I'm about to pull this up. This is and I know nobody in the crowd saw it. I'm gonna pull up a tweet that I saw from an NIL deal. Here it is right here. Micah Hudson. Did you see this? This is why Drew R.R. ain't going back. Did you see Micah Hudson's NIL deal? Do you even know who Micah Hudson is?
No.
Okay. He caught like 7 passes for 100 yards this year. He's a 8 catches, 123. Receiver from Texas Tech. Look at this, man. This is what he's getting. A receiver from Texas Tech. $700,000 minimum. Let me read this out. $700,000 minimum wire up front, 1-year deal to sign immediately. So you're getting damn near $1 million to sign for Micah Hudson. A separate NIL deal for 3 cars for family members that's signed immediately. As soon as we sign, my family needs 3 cars. Personal driver with Cadillac SUV for Micah from spring practice through the end of the season. Family hotel and travel arrangements paid each game with up to 10 members to have travel, tickets, and costs paid for. Micah gets injury time off and playing after injury determined only by Micah and his family. That's his alleged NIL package. Allegedly, that's what's in Micah Hudson's deal. What the hell do you think Drew Allar would get, the quarterback at Penn State?
He's getting a penthouse in Connecticut. He's getting a beach house in Miami.
Like the shit that is happening in college sports right now, we're not going to feel the impact of it for another 5 years down the line, but just mark my word. It's great for the player, and I'm excited that they get paid. I do not think all of this is going to have a positive impact on the product that we're seeing in the NFL.
On the field.
And in a strange way, I can't speak to MLB, and I don't know how baseball works, but look at the product of the NBA. Like, look at how bad that product is now.
Awful.
And the changes, and it's
well, I think to your point, Ray,
name
it stems
the top
from
2 picks in last year's NBA draft. I have no clue. Who went number 1? Who went number 1?
Right? Must have been Wembanyama. Must have been Victor.
Victor played like he was a rookie. I'm talking about this past draft.
Oh, this draft.
Who went number 1?
Ooh, man.
We don't even know.
It was a shit draft, though. It was a shit draft. It was a bad draft.
Allar's not coming back. I don't know why we're on here, but he's not coming back. They're getting whatever they want in college, man. Whatever they want.
Can I ask you one more question? Because this rumor was popped up as well. Old Bill, he signed a transfer, offensive lineman for Holy Cross. But the rumor is he wants a Texas quarterback. Which Texas quarterback is he going to go after, Ray? Will it be Quinn Ewers?
Really?
Or can he poach Arch Manning? Yeah, it was our friend at NFL Rookie Watch. So very uncredible source.
Come on, man.
But
come on, man. Get out of here.
But we talked about this. Quinn's got to find a place to play, and going to play for Bill could be very interesting.
Trevor Cantrell said nobody knows who the hell the first pick is, and I watched the NBA. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yes,
man.
Angel. Bronny went number 1.
James.
We all remember.
All right, well, let's talk about the other side of the ball. We know it. We heard it. It happened. Michael Penix is the starter for the Atlanta Falcons. JRich. Kirk Cousins is gone. Benched. On the bench. Gone. What?
He's been dreadful.
A colossal mistake by the Atlanta Falcons for paying Kirk Cousins how much money?
Oh, wow. He's still owed $65 million, Ray. He's owed a lot of money. Yeah,
$65 million, and that's dead cap, right? They cut him. They're going to still owe him. He's still getting $60 million.
There's a few stipulations, right? Release him before March next year. They owe him $27.5 and carry a $65 dead cap. Release him before March 16th, but give him a post-June designation. They spread that $65 over 2 years. They can trade him, and I believe they'll save them like $20 million, and then they can keep him on the roster, but if he gets hurt, then there's a $10 million injury guarantee as well for him. So there's a lot of money. It's somewhere between $30 million and $60 million, depending on how they go about it. They can spread the cap, they can trade him, but again, if you're another team, how much of that salary are you taking on? The funny part about this is me and my buddy got into an argument about this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And while, yes, signing Kirk Cousins was a mistake, absolutely, it can all be covered up if Michael Penix is good, and all can be forgiven. And it's
That's
hilarious
true.
how they signed him.
I agree.
And then they drafted Penix, and Penix was the worst draft pick ever. And how could they
I
do
agree.
that? But maybe there was a crazy world where they knew there was a chance Kirk Cousins wasn't any good. They did the physicals. They knew there wasn't a chance he was all the way ready. And so they drafted Penix because, as you mentioned, next two draft classes for quarterbacks seem a little shaky, especially the one coming up this season. They're not getting a quarterback of the future this year, or at least as it stands right now.
No.
So then you have a situation where you have your potential starting quarterback and quarterback of the future. Starting quarterback stinks it up. You go to your quarterback of the future. The problem is Penix has to be good, or this regime is done. Like, they are fired. Exodus. There's no way they survive. And I think it's crazy because you look at Zach Robinson. I think he's done a pretty good job. But I really want to see what this offense looks like under Penix because Kirk was obviously limited. So what can Penix do? And can
let's stick with Kirk for a
overall?
minute. Let's stick with Kirk, and then we'll talk about what Penix did well in college and how this might translate. What happens to Cousins from here? He's he just turned 36 years old. Yep. Coming off the Achilles, he's 7th in the NFL passing yards. He's got 16 picks on the season. It's got to be like up there, leading the league. It's got to be up there. 22nd in QBR. And it just seemed like of the last month, he's late on every throw. The arm strength, the velocity.
Can't throw to the boundary.
I mean, they made this decision. I don't think there's any going back to Kirk Cousins. You don't pay him $140 million to come to Atlanta to bench him at this point and then say, we're going to go back to you.
Yeah, he leads the league in picks.
Bro, if I were Arthur Blank, let me just tell you, man. One year, my wife wanted this cricket for Christmas, right? She wanted this cricket, this machine. She was going to make shirts, right? She's going to make a T-shirt design. I'm like, hell yeah, babe.
Etsy store, let's go.
I'm going to support you. I'm going to support my wife, Mrs. GQ. So I go out and buy the best damn cricket machine ever, JRich. The best damn one, right? Best damn cricket machine. How many times do you think it got used, man?
2 or 3 times.
0.
Maybe 5.
Stayed in the box in the garage for years. Got dusty. And I was tired of looking at it, and I was pissed because I spent this money on this machine. I wanted her to use it. You know what I had to do? I sold it in a garage sale for 75% off just to be done with it, Jay. It hurt my soul.
Back.
If I were Arthur Blank right now, I would be hurt to my core that I just gave away $60 million. You know what I mean? Or whatever that's going to do to hamstring this team down the line. This is a crippling move. And as much as Atlanta may have believed in Penix's future, I guarantee they didn't want it to happen this quick. Not this quick, because if that was the case, you shouldn't have bought Cousins in the first damn place. Shouldn't have paid him anything in the first place. So now that we're here, does he start again? Does Kirk Cousins get another job in the NFL in 2025? If the Falcons cut him, will he start in 2025?
So I don't think he gets cut. That would be surprising, but to be fair to the NFL, it wouldn't be unprecedented because Russell Wilson got cut, right? And he is, even with Kirk Cousins' cap number right now, I believe Russ was still owed 85 or even more than that at the time he got cut. But I think the interesting thing, Ray, you do have Las Vegas. You do have the New York Giants. Well, they're probably looking at quarterbacks in the draft, and we kind of all expect that. But then you have Tennessee, who probably could use a new quarterback. And we've seen them go the veteran QB route. Cleveland, Ray, do they need a new quarterback? Depends on who you ask. Chicago probably doesn't need a quarterback. New Orleans, maybe if they don't want Derek Carr back, maybe. But again, they've kind of done this before. Then you look to Indy, probably not.
$90 million.
Outside of that, there's not a whole lot of spots for him. That's the only problem. There's a few, but then you got to trade for him. What's the trade compensation? 5th, 6th rounder, maybe, right? I think you look to Tennessee as an option.
Okay, Tennessee.
And that's pretty much it.
Do you want that?
If he's not going to the Giants or Vegas.
Do you even want that? Titans fans, if you're in the chat, first of all, shame on you, but show your pathetic selves. Do you really want Kirk Cousins? Do you? If your team needs a QB, would you really want them to take on or assume whatever it is that they have to assume with I don't know, man. The play this year has been below average, you would say? I mean, he's not Stone Worse. It's not Will Levis. It's not Daniel Jones, but it ain't good.
I mean, he's he's playing like one of the worst QBs in the league. He was arguably outplayed by Desmond Ridder on Monday night. And while he was a little bit better to start the year and in the middle of the season, but the last 5 games, he's been awful. Like whether it's just he's been hit too much and he's banged up, hard to say, but he's been really, really bad. Leading the league in picks, been sacked a ton, can't work outside of structure. Like he's been really, really poor. But like to think, you look at the Jets and Tennessee, they're the two kind of that maybe could be an option, but they've also been down this road. And so I don't really know why they would do that again.
Joe, talk to me, my girl. How you doing this morning? Joe said Phil Simms said the Falcons did a poor job scouting on Penix and didn't realize how good he could be and didn't expect him to fall to them. That's why the Kirk signing made sense before the draft. But still, why? I guess it's just like, why take him then? If you've already paid for, it's like you bought a car and then you just get another one because it was a good deal. I bought this.
That's what they did, right?
I went out and got a top of the line. I don't know what your truck of choice is, but GMC Sierra 2500 Denali edition. I went out and got a brand new truck, right? Brand new truck.
But it's not new though. It's used. Still run down. Maybe needs to get fixed up a little bit, right?
Okay. I went out and bought a news car I went to the dealership, and those who know will know and get this, and told them what I want my monthly payments to be. Big mistake. Never fucking do that. Ever. You go to the auto dealership and you tell them, I want to pay between $500 and $800 a month. You are screwed. They will bend you over, put some of this on their fingers and ram it up your behind. Don't ever, ever, ever do that at the auto dealership. But it's like I went out there and paid for this expensive new ride, got it, brought it home, and then 2 weeks later I saw another one like, man, I didn't realize how good of a deal I can get there. I'm going to go get another one. Like, no, you don't have to do that. It's unfortunate for Atlanta because this is a move that's probably going to hurt them financially to making more moves in the offseason. But I want to talk about Penix. I want to talk about Michael Penix and what you would do with this situation, this player right now in Dynasty Fantasy Football. We are going to do that after the break. So run it up, hit the thumbs up button, like the content. And if you're watching right now and ain't subscribed, damn it, hit that button. Subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. We'll be right back after the break. Appreciate y'all being in the building. This is Wake Up with Ray and Jay. Y'all know what it is, man. We have a good time on the show, and all we ask is that you support us, and you show that support by subscribing to the channel, hitting that thumbs up button, liking the content, and checking out the other content on the channel. I talked about it at the very top of the show. Mock Draft 2025 NFL Mock dropped on the channel on Monday. Next Monday, I think I'm going to do a big board, going through some prospects. We got some new prospect profiles dropping very soon. Ashton Genty to the Browns. Omarion Hampton going to the Chargers. Caleb Johnson to the goddamn Vikings. JRich, one of my favorite running backs in this class. And if you did not see the video, I'll just share it with you, Jay. I think I got the perfect comp for Iowa's Caleb Johnson. I haven't seen it yet, so let me get it out to the public first before people start to take it. He's my RB3 in the class behind Genty and Omarion Hampton. You know whose game he reminds me of? He looks just like him. You watch this former all-pro running back, and you watch Caleb Johnson, they're the same damn guy. Give you one guess, Jay. Played in the NFC East and was a very good running back like 5-6 years ago.
I think I know. I think I heard it when I was going through the video, and I want to say it's your dear friend DeMarco Murray.
It is. That is correct. DeMarco Murray. I wouldn't call him a dear friend, but he is a friend of mine. We grew up together in Vegas. But yeah, when watching him play, very reminiscent of DeMarco Murray. Very big fan of Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. Check out that mock. That will be the first prospect profile video we drop, and hopefully it's dropping on the channel before the end of the week. So make sure you check out all of that. But let's talk about Michael Penix. JRich, let's talk about Michael Penix. This was a QB, pocket passer, signal caller, but he went out to the combine. I think he ran like a 4.5 in the 40-yard dash. He went out there and blazed the 40 with torn up knees. He started his career at Indiana, transitioned to Washington, played 2 good seasons with Kalen DeBoer, and was viewed as just a surgeon. You stand back there and you give Michael Penix time, he will pick you apart. How do you feel about this, man? How do you think that this is going to play out for him? Who do the Falcons play this week? Who do they have?
The Giants.
It's a good start. I mean, defensively, the Giants have Andrew Phillips. You got Dexter Lawrence. They got a couple of good playmakers on Tyler Nubin at safety. They've got some good pieces, but this should not be a daunting task for Michael Penix. How do you think this is going to play out for him? And for those teams who are in the fantasy playoffs right now, I mean, are you starting him this week? Like, are you starting Penix this week?
I mean,
first NFL start, week 16. You're in the semifinals, man. Are you running him out there?
I do not want to. No, I really don't.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's a bit of an issue for me. So let me check really quickly. So it is in Atlanta though, which is big. I don't want to see
Lawrence
Penix
is
play
out.
in the cold.
Dexter Lawrence is out. So Dexter Lawrence is
there
out.
you go.
All right.
So it's interesting because I don't hate starting him, but man, it's tough. I'm just, you look at the profile, the way he plays, just hilarious that Zerline comped him to Tua because he's left-handed, of course.
Left-handed,
but it
of
is a
course.
good comp, right? It is a good comp. He's a guy who can stand back there, deliver the ball, accurate, all these various things, right? You go back to college. At the time in Washington, 4,600 yards each of the last 2 seasons, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions or less, threw the ball a ton, experienced quarterback, played in different systems, different conferences, whole bunch of stuff. And it's funny because we see the success of Bo Nix, again, with a good signal call or good play call or good head coach. Zach Robinson, though, their jury's still out on him, whether he's good or not. Some games I think he's a good OC. Some games I'm like, I don't know if he's the guy. And I don't think that's necessarily going to help Penix either. So while I want to start him because I know that the weapons are good and we've seen good performances, even against this Giants defense, I'm a little hesitant to just go out there and start him. Would I start maybe a Mooney or a London? Sure. Pitts? Probably not. Unless, he's your only tight end, then you're probably starting him every week anyways. But I don't think I would go as far as to start Penix, even though the matchup is not bad and they will probably put up points. I think like we saw on Monday, they lean on Bijan, they lean on Algier, and they just help use Penix to kind of move the chains, some situational stuff, and in particular, as we've seen early in the game, in the first 15 scripted plays, that's when you get Penix involved, and then as the game evolves, probably take the pressure off him in his first career start.
I am looking up some advanced numbers for Michael Penix, his final season at college, just to remind people, because it's been a while, right, to what type of prospect he was. His final season at Washington, he had 66% completion percentage. He also led the country in passing yards ahead of Bo Nix, 4,900 passing yards for Michael Penix Jr., 36 touchdowns. He also, I believe, of qualified quarterbacks, this is how it ranked. Michael Penix, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams in big-time throws. He had 43 big-time throws. The next closest, Drake May, 35 big-time throws. When we look at the, adjusted completion percentage, he was there, 13th in the country. So this is, again, let's look at his time to throw. Let me just look at how much time he had to throw, and he's right there at about 20th in the country, 2.7 seconds time to throw. And his NFL completion percentage in his final season of college, he was 7th in the country behind McCarthy, Caleb, Nix, Daniels, with 106.7% NFL passer rating. So this was what you would call a pocket passer, surgeon type option at the quarterback position. Hell no, I wouldn't start him this week. Absolutely not. You can't do it. He's still a rookie, man, and look at how much Bo Nix had to struggle to get to a point where people felt comfortable starting him. Yep. JD5 a little different. He hit the ground running a little faster than some of the other rookie
first
quarterbacks.
Game, though, he struggled, right?
He struggled, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. This is, in my opinion, fantasy people need to temper the expectations. I think for Mooney, London, Pitts, and company, this is more about Atlanta prepping their young quarterback to be their signal caller next year. Like, let's get him comfortable. Let's get him reps. Let's keep it on script. I believe it's going to be a heavy dose of Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Try to get the play action game going. And I don't care how good we think Michael Penix is. I bet you they're hitting a defensive coordinator in the NFL that's losing sleep over starting a rookie quarterback in week 17. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Would I start him? No. Would I want to start Drake London or Darnell Mooney? Probably not either. But at this point, you probably have no chance. That's where I'm at with it, man.
Yeah, so people were asking in the chat about like how many games he started, because we always talk about this with some of the rookie quarterbacks. Most of the successful ones have played a lot of games. Penix started 48 games in college, threw over
Yes.
1,600 pass attempts. We talked about Big Ten when he played at Indiana, got hurt multiple times, then went to Washington. It's crazy, Ray, how good Ryan Grubb has been from his time at Washington with Michael Penix to now what he's doing in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think if there was an OC that I would be targeting, who I don't think is really in conversations for head coaching jobs, it would be Ryan Grubb. But I think he prepared Penix for the league very well. And I think you look to see what he did at Washington, how it translated for Jalen McMillan and for Rome Odunze. Not so much for Jalen Polk. Surprise, surprise. But the Pats can hopefully turn him into a quality receiver. But I think Penix is ready for the league. He's seen a lot of coverages. He's played in multiple systems. He's been a great quarterback in the past, especially in the Pac-12 that we know has been tough the past few years. And we're still seeing it now that they're in the Big Ten, all the top teams. I think Penix is ready, man. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. It's just a matter of time. He has the weapons. I think the offensive line is good enough. He has the running backs to help him out as well. It's just whether or not he can play ball. 8.6 yards per attempt. People are asking about that as well. He's a good quarterback, and he can deliver the ball to all his playmakers. It's just whether or not they are the right coaching staff for the job, and I think that's the conversation now. They drafted him. He's been sitting for 15 weeks. It's now time to put him in the game and see what he can do, and I hope they turn him loose. I don't think they will, but I hope they do, because it's been a long time of him just sitting there doing nothing, and I think that there is a world where maybe he does just go out there and light up the Giants.
All right, so are you starting him this week?
I would start him as a QB2, low-end QB2.
All right.
Like
I'm
someone was
looking up
saying
some
JRich versus Penix, and I'm actually okay starting Penix over JRich because I think there is a passing ceiling there.
I think I would probably start Anthony Richardson this week. Who the Colts play?
This guy can't quit. I can't quit JRich, right? What is it with you and JRich? You just can't quit him. Titans. Titans defense is good.
I'm just trying to score some fantasy points, man. I think Penix is the better quarterback, but I
So you want? So they're both at home. So they're in domes.
No. This entire conversation is exactly what we continue to tell people to stop doing, right? This adrenaline rush to play like he's a rookie. He's a rookie. I don't care if it's the Giants, the Jaguars. He's a rookie quarterback who's never played. Stanley, stop it. He played 15 seconds in an NFL game. He has not played NFL football yet. He played in 15 seconds in one game a month ago.
The Giants.
It doesn't matter, man. I'm not saying he can't be good. If you got the confidence to do that this week with a rookie quarterback who hasn't played all year, who hasn't taken starter reps in practice all season, you understand that's how that works, right? Penix has not been in practice getting a bunch of reps to prep him up. It's been Kirk Cousins every single week. Every single day they go in there, Cousins is up. It's not a crazy assertion. This is for 2025, not 2024. It's to evaluate what they have in their young first-round pick for next season, not this year. No, I don't want to start him.
I think you're being too critical. I think you're just ponying up for your boy a little bit.
We've told people to not do this shit all year. Now I'm being critical because I'm providing some level-headedness to the conversation.
And we all appreciate that. We love you and we appreciate you bringing some healthy conversation here. But man, Atlanta's favored by 6 points. But fuck it, it's fantasy. And
let's plant them beans. That's what you want to do. Just fucking plant them.
Sometimes you got to turn it loose. Sometimes you got to turn it loose, right? And I like JRich, but I want to see what Penix can do in this. I really do.
We all do. I
don't think that starting him against the Giants is a bad decision when JRich has Tennessee. I really don't. Because you can say, oh,
you want to make a bet who outscores who?
He plays like, sure.
A case? You want a case of Topo?
Sure.
So you Penix outscores JRich this week?
Yeah. I'll take that bet.
I'll
take that bet.
Dude, I want my case here. DoorDash my case here. I want it here by next Friday. I'm not playing, man. I want my case of Topo here by next Friday. Lock it in. That good.
Are you going to send me mine by next Friday?
Do y'all even have Topo Chico in Canada?
You can send it.
Yep, I'll send it. Have I not done it before?
It may cost you a little extra.
I honor my bets. I honor mine. I don't know about you. I honor mine.
I'll get it shipped over from the Costco nearby.
Yeah, we do have a Costco nearby.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, man. Andy Reid, JRich, said he has full confidence
Why?
in Carson Wentz.
Houston stinks.
Do you have full confidence in Carson Wentz if Mahomes misses, which I believe he practiced yesterday?
He practiced yesterday.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, he practiced yesterday, which for people who are following the practice schedule, it's the same thing as practicing on a Wednesday for a Sunday game. They play on Saturday against Houston. So, again, early in the week, that's usually the veteran rest day. Mahomes is apparently practicing in full. Now, again, we're not there, so we don't know what that means, but he's apparently practicing full. There was no report of limitations, no report of him on a side field, no reports of him getting treatment, etc. I'm sure he did all those things, but practicing in full, considering he's got a high ankle sprain, which I believe was like a mid to high ankle.
He always
yeah. What the hell is going on? Again, they're playing Houston.
Well, they can't lose,
I think
man. They can't lose.
That's not true, though. They can lose a game. They can't lose two games.
They
can lose
one
no
game,
though.
They don't want to. They don't need to lose a game.
They don't. But I do think Wentz will be fine. Like, Wentz has all the playmakers. Hollywood Brown also practiced in full, so he's probably going to play this week. But why are you so worried? I think Wentz can be fine in this offense. Like, I have no concerns about, again, is he Mahomes? No. The bigger concern is that this team stinks. Like, they're not a good team. And, Ray, you know what's crazy?
What team stinks? The Chiefs?
The Chiefs. My galaxy brain says, what if Wentz looks better than Mahomes? What if that happens, Ray? Because Mahomes has not been good. He really hasn't been that good. They win games, but they win games despite all these things. What if for some reason Wentz looks really good? Like, that would be crazy.
Dude, what are you talking about, man? What are you
Are you here to tell me that
the
Chiefs are you here to tell me the Chiefs are a good team?
Patrick Mahomes has been like lights out the last month. He's been really good. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't say he's been really good. They've won all their games by like 1 or 2 points. So I wouldn't say they've been really good. They're not playing as a 13-1 team.
Looking. There's no chat here. It's me and you. We're not live.
Yes, sir.
Look at me, man.
Sir.
Are you serious about what you just said? That there's a world in which Wentz looks better than Mahomes? Are you being serious?
There's a crazy world, yes, where Wentz could look better than Mahomes. Yeah, I do. Because Mahomes isn't a player who's like playing like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or the way Jared Goff looked on Sunday. Like, he's not playing like that. So I don't know why people are like, oh yeah, Carson Wentz can't potentially look better than Mahomes, who's fucking hurt for a game, who was hurt last game, who's probably been hurt a lot this whole season. This dude's been sitting on the bench. It's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know why it's so crazy to think that Wentz could look good. Like, he's looked good before. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me who thinks that maybe for some reason Wentz could surprise people and look good. Because the Chiefs' offense has not been that great. And I think Hollywood Brown being back is huge for them. It's really big. They're missing a lot of playmakers. They have Hopkins. They got to have Hollywood back. They got Kelsey. You see, they also cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's like, I feel bad for Clyde. It's over. But don't be surprised if Wentz looks good. Don't be surprised.
Okay.
I'm just saying it, man. I'm just saying it. Don't be surprised.
I'm not.
But Houston's defense is good,
You're saying I'm not saying anything. You're saying everything.
So do you think Wentz can beat Houston's defense?
No. No.
I think they can figure it out.
No.
So you think they'd lose if Wentz plays?
Yes. Okay. Yep, I do. All right.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything.
CJ still got to put up 20, right?
You got Wentz. You want to make another bet? Do you want another bet?
You want to do a Wentz versus Stroud bet? All right.
At this point, I want to do Wentz versus Mahomes.
If Wentz starts, we will do Wentz versus Stroud
and win.
Yes, he will. Well, no, don't give me the win. If we're doing the win, we got to do plus money on that. I gotta get a little kickback. I'm taking Carson Wentz here. But if you want to do just straight fantasy points, regardless of outcome, if Wentz starts, I'm here for it.
Jay, I want my Topo Chico, man. I want my bet.
I'll send you 2 cases.
There we go. Lock it in. The Double Down King is here. That is your new. You should change your name to the Double Down King. That's who you are. The Double Down King. My God.
KFC, hit me up.
Will Levis is benched. We go from Wentz to Levis. Will Levis has been benched for week 16. And, you and I both were like, yeah, Tennessee can probably.
I hate that I liked Levis.
Somebody said that you're standing on business. Keegan says he appreciates you standing 10 toes down on business. But we had talked about Will Levis, Tennessee. They could give him a shot next year. Maybe Levis can be the quarterback next year.
Dude,
cannot do that.
Sucks, man.
Cannot do that. What do the Titans do now? And I asked this question because in the mock that I posted, I gave to Joe what Joe wanted. I gave Joe what she wanted, Travis Hunter. And what happened after that is Cam Ward ended up falling, or it would have been Shador, falling to Tennessee. I hear Titans fans, would you rather a crack at a rookie quarterback or do you want freaking Kirk Cousins? Like, I would just rather take the rookie. I don't want Kirk Cousins, right? Where do the Titans go from here? Because they're not even picking in a range where they're guaranteed to get one of those guys in this rookie draft class. So if you have Will Levis right now, I mean, he's not good. It's just flat out. He's all the physical tools are there. All of that shit's there. But the timing, the processing, it doesn't work. He's not very good. Bad QB class. What do you do, man? Mason Rudolph, man. Unreal.
I think you go and pay Sam Darnold $45 million if you're the Titans.
You think so?
Because you're not getting a rookie quarterback.
You think Sam Darnold is the? I could see that. I could see that.
So we talked about Kirk Cousins' destinations, right? It's the Jets or Tennessee. They're the two main ones because they're not in QB range at the top of the first, and there's not really anyone behind them. So then they're looking to free agents, trade possibilities. Kirk Cousins is obviously an option. Sam Darnold is number one. Doesn't matter who you are, what team. If you don't have a quarterback, your number one should be Sam Darnold. The problem is, do you have the coach to help replicate what Sam Darnold has done? He's shown he can be a good quarterback with Kevin O'Connell. We all know Kevin O'Connell is probably a top 5 offensive coach in the league right now, and certainly coaching
top 3.
might get, man. Yeah, if you want to go higher than that, be my guest.
Yeah.
So when you have Brian Callahan, though, can he do things similar to help Sam Darnold be successful, right? Comes from a similar coaching tree from Zach Taylor, who came from Sean McVay. Kevin O'Connell obviously was OC for Sean McVay as well. So there is similarities to the offense, but again, it's like, is this going to work for Tennessee? And would they make that move? I think they should, because I don't think they have any other options. But do you think that's a move they actually go out and make, or do they just tank for another season, hoping to get a Nussmeier, a Nalar, etc.? But at that point, who's your QB next year? Is it still Will Levis?
No way, man. No way.
He's awful.
He's pretty bad.
I think Callahan hates him, dude. It seems like Callahan.
Well, he inherited him too. He didn't draft Will Levis, so he's done. I would. Yeah. I don't know what his market value is right now, but I would be feverishly trying to liquidate myself and free myself from Will Levis. Not
Would you take on Ryan put this in the chat, Mac Jones or AOC could also be options. Aiden O'Connell could be another guy who could be available.
We talked about it. I think Mac Jones is going to start again. I do think Mac Jones is going to get a chance to start.
But do you think
again,
he'll get a start like out the gate as a starter, earn it, like signed or traded for, earn a job? I think where he's at right now as a backup option.
This is what I wanted to see. I've been refreshing. Let's quickly. David Montgomery. What happened in Monty, man? Is he out?
Yeah, I tore his MCL. Done.
God damn it, man.
At least for the fantasy season. There's, talks of him potentially coming back for the Super Bowl. Should they make it? I doubt it, man. It just seems very unlikely for old David Montgomery with his torn MCL.
Leggett, he's hurt too?
Yeah, week to week. Should be out for the year. Potentially, Canales said he's week to week and probably will be for the rest of the season with a groin. I think it's a groin injury that he has now. We talked about the hand injury on Monday. He's got a ton of injuries, and the way this team's trending, why play him? But Canales said he's out. Yeah, Mike McDaniel said that Jalen Waddle is good to go, and at least as far as major injury is concerned. He's day-to-day right now, could potentially play this week.
All right. I wanted to see some Michael Penix trades. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see what people in fantasy football land they're doing. They're buying, they're selling for Michael Penix. So Dynasty Daddy has some stuff pulled up right now. And this is from today and yesterday. Here goes a deal in which Michael Penix, a 25 first, a 26 first, and a 26 third were acquired for CeeDee Lamb and Tank Dell. 12 teams, start 11, super flex. Would you rather have Penix, 2 firsts and a third, or CeeDee Lamb and Tank Dell?
I don't hate that at all. I kind of like it. I mean, trading Lamb sucks, but
it does suck.
Who's Tank Dell right now? Like, he's nothing worth holding on to.
He's what he was at the beginning of the season, a wide receiver 3.
He's fine, right? Fine receiver. Nothing great.
He's a wide
But
receiver
trading
3.
Lamb,
That's good.
trading
Startable.
Lamb
He's
is
a top
probably
36
worth
dude.
3 firsts. Top 36 for, I mean.
If he's a wide receiver 3, he's inside the top 36.
Oh, I'm just saying okay, but I don't necessarily think he's a wide receiver 3. Maybe in value he is because he's young, but in terms of play, I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, 3 firsts for CeeDee Lamb, I'm fine with it. 3rd round pick for Tank Dell, sure. I'm cool with it because you have the upside of Penix, you have the first. If you're trading away CeeDee, I don't hate it. Solid value.
This is a deal where I guarantee you there's a competing team that wanted assets and they were like, I don't care about Michael Penix. 12 teams start 11. Michael Penix in a 3rd for Travis Kelce and Devontae Adams.
It's a pretty good deal for both sides.
Okay. Got another one here. Michael Penix, 2 seconds and a 3rd, and the seconds are both in 2026. The 3rd is in 2027, or Baker Mayfield in a 25 3rd. I want Baker in the 25 3rd.
I think I want Baker, yeah.
I want Baker in the 25. Again, that was Baker, a 25 3rd, or Penix.
But if you're rebuilding, I don't hate it. Right?
Okay.
Baker's been
there's
really
another
good,
one
though.
here.
It's tough to
we got a couple of more from today and yesterday, so I want to stay in the range of Penix as the starter. We've got Michael Penix, Isaiah Pacheco, Jake Ferguson, and Trey Lance being acquired for Carson Wentz, Isaac Gurindo, Ladd McConkey, and Foster Moreau. So really, Ladd
Give me Penix. It's like Ladd for Penix, basically.
Yeah, Penix, Pacheco, and Ferg. Here goes another one. Penix, Cousins, Jalen Coker on one side, or Tua and Jonnu Smith on the other.
I feel like I want Penix there. But I've just, something about Tua I think the fact that Tua has like no value upside is tough. But production-wise, he'll be better than Penix probably.
And then these are just from 2 days ago, and then we'll stop here because 2 days ago it wasn't announced, but maybe people had the foresight. Somebody traded Devon Achane for Michael Penix straight up. We've got Michael Penix in 3 seconds for Mark Andrews, Tyreek Hill, and Derrick Henry. And then the last one, we've got Michael Penix, Kendre Miller, Drake London, and Cole Kmet for T-Law, Brian Thomas, Evan Ingram, and a 4th. So you trade the Falcons for the Jags.
Falcon stack for a Jag stack.
For the Jag
I think I prefer
stack.
the Jag stack, though. I'll take a Jag stack over a Falcon
Even
stack.
though Ingram's not even playing right now, but it is what it is, man. 2 days ago, look at this one. 2 days. Ooh, what do you think about this? 2 days ago, 25 first, Penix and Rashee Rice, or Jahmyr Gibbs, a 26 first and a 26 second.
Man, Gibbs is so good.
Gibbs is very good. I think I would Penix a first and Rice, or Jahmyr Gibbs a first and a second. That's a good trade.
I think you should take Penix and Rice.
I think you should too.
Probably should.
I think you should. That
is
first
going to be good this year, but
yeah, that first
tough,
is
man.
Nice.
That's
2
tough.
days ago,
I think
26 first for Michael Penix. Straight up. Looking at this over on Dynasty Daddy's trade database. Let's go to chat, see what's going on. Did you say Achane for Penix before the news? Achane for Penix was 2 days ago. So yeah, Luke, I think that was
wild.
Yeah,
I'm sure it might have been off speculation.
Was it before? Yeah, it might have been some speculation, but straight up.
That'd be before the game.
And that was a 12-team start 13 2QB league. That Achane for Penix straight up.
Deep though. That's pretty deep format.
Mahomes expected to play. Reading the chat, Penix side, Ladd, Baker in the 25. We were there. Yep.
Yeah.
CD side, people said they want a CD, and then Greg said Trey Lance wouldn't even start in the XFL. Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah. Scathing. And then the final one, we didn't talk about it, but yeah, DTR, right? DTR is starting, not Jameis Winston.
Yep. Go ahead and nuke your Jerry Jeudy's, your Elijah Moore's, your Seth Tillman's.
That is okay.
Your Njoku if he's available. It's over.
JRich, sometimes, dude, after you go off the deep end, you find your way back to shallower, calmer waters. That's a smart comment right there. Jerry Jeudy has led you to this point. I mean, even last week he was incredible.
Yeah.
If you've got Jeudy, do you sell him now to somebody that isn't quite thinking about, oh shit, this is DTR, not Jameis Winston? Or are you going to ride Jeudy out for the remainder of the playoffs? Or if you don't have trade deadlines, which you should not have damn trade deadlines in your leagues, are you moving Jeudy now, preemptively, knowing that DTR is not Jameis Winston? I think that was a good point that you just brought up.
I think you probably should, yeah, depending on how savvy the managers are, because it's not just DTR, who's not good. We've seen him plenty. Throws a ton of picks, can't hold on to the ball, inaccurate. But there's also the report that Deshaun Watson's coming back.
They said he's coming
not
back.
Good, and he can't throw the ball, and he's not going to get the ball to Judy. He's already had an opportunity to do that, couldn't do that. So, like, at this point, where is the upside coming from? Because it's probably not with DTR, and if it is, good for DTR. But then it's still Watson after that. So you're selling the Winston hype, who's probably not going to be on the team next
Probably
year.
not.
Or if he is on the team, he's the backup for Deshaun Watson. So, you know, that's the reality right now. I think you have to try and sell him, hopefully to someone who still thinks he's Jerry Jeudy, regardless of the quarterback, because then you get full value. But outside of that,
Brunson said I'd sell. Brunson
even
said
I'd sell.
I think it's a good move, and I like Jerry Jeudy, and he's been awesome. But maybe we should look up the DTR
crazy,
passing stats. Maybe we're off base. Maybe he's a lot better thrower than we think. We got a couple of super chats. I'm gonna pull them. Go ahead. We had a lot of super chats.
I would say the crazy thing about DTR is that he was the projected backup to start the season and was Deshaun's backup. But yeah, I mean, looking at his stats for the year, I mean, he's hardly played, but he's not very good.
So. Okay. Jimbo. Okay. Wesley. Shout out to Wesley, man. Shout out to Wesley. Drop one in here. Herbert or May this week? Pretty simple. Herbert's got the Broncos. Who the Pats play this week? They got Buffalo?
Bills. And I think in Buffalo. But with May, though.
I don't mind May.
It's in Orchard Park.
He'll just garbage time.
14 point dogs? Oh, he's going to get some garbage time for sure.
He's definitely getting garbage time.
The thing is that can he run enough to be relevant?
I'm not fooling with Herbert, man. I'm not fooling with Herbert. That offense is. What have I said about Herbert on the show all year? Buy Herbert as a what? Play for
next year.
And
he's very banged up. He's very banged up. Chargers are favored. It is in SoFi, which is good. I think that's very good for Herbert. So it'll be a fast track. I don't hate starting Herbert, but
I'm going May. Which one do you trust, Wesley? Me or JRich? I'm going May.
We can take May. I'll be with you on this one.
All right.
Be with you on this one.
Vids by Glenny. $2 super chat. Appreciate you, big dog. There was no comment here. So, Glenny.
Love that.
Hit us back with the comment, man. Hit us back with the. Oh, okay. Here it is. All right. Shit. Messed it up. Appreciate it again, Glenny. Appreciate it again. PPR. Tyreek, BTJ, Ladd, or London. Start 3. Tyreek, no doubt. Start.
No doubt?
Starting him. It's now or never, damn it, Tyreek.
Then you're
it's
benching.
now or never.
Okay.
It's now or never.
Okay. So you're starting Reek.
I'm starting Reek.
Who are you benching then? BTJ, Ladd, or London? You're benching London then.
I'm starting Reek.
Okay.
I'm starting BTJ.
Yes. Don't do it. There's no way, man. He's so good.
I'm starting London. I'm starting Ladd. I'm starting Ladd.
Yeah.
I'm starting Ladd.
Yeah. Okay.
London's got to go to the bench, man.
Benching London.
But London's got to go to the bench.
Reek's got the Niners.
Drizzy. I love him. London's on the bench. Jimbo, Tracy, Jonnu, Mooney, J-Mo.
Oh, my God, dude.
You give us like 8 names. Kendre, need 1 PPR. Not Mooney. Not J-Mo.
Monitor Kendre, because Kamara could miss this week. He's done with
monitor Kendre. I still don't trust it, man. Who the Saints play? Who the Saints play?
Packers on Monday night.
It's honestly rough. Tracy or Jonnu for me. It's Tracy or Jonnu for me.
You want Tracy against the Falcons? That's not terrible.
I want Jonnu's going to be the wide receiver too, especially if Waddle doesn't play.
Yeah, Jonnu's got the Niners. That's not terrible either.
Yeah, he could. It's Jonnu or Tracy. It's absolutely not Mooney and not J-Mo and monitor Kendre. I think that's a good call. All right, Adam hit us with one.
Kendre, yeah.
Adam hit us. So which one are you going? We got to give him an answer. I'm going to say.
I think I would go Kendre if he's the starter. I'd go Kendre, but you won't know until Sunday.
I think right now it's Tyrone Tracy would be the answer over Kendre.
Okay.
I think it's Tyrone Tracy. Tracy. Another one from Adam. PPR. What is this? Half PPR. Looking for ceiling play. Pick one. ETN, Coker, or Rome. Currently going with Coker. Thoughts. Great show as always. Thanks. Half PPR. Ceiling play. He's not saying floor play. Ceiling play. Half PPR. Rome, ETN, or Coker? ETN is interesting because Big B was so bad last week.
Yeah, he hasn't been much better though. I was just looking up his numbers. He doesn't have more than 15 carries. Dude,
no one's getting a bunch of carries now. That ain't
14
happening.
for 65 this past week. Hasn't scored a rushing touchdown since week 2.
I know. He's got 4. He doesn't even have 500 rushing yards.
He's been catching passes, which is good.
They got the Raiders, man.
It's not terrible. But Mac Jones, though, you trusting Mac Jones?
Who was the decisions between Coker? It's Coker or ETN for me. And
you don't want Rome, eh? As a ceiling play?
Who do the Panthers play? No. Who do the Panthers play?
They have Arizona. Arizona's not bad. They're kind of a neutral matchup.
Keep Coker in, Adam. If God, man.
This is really hard because
it's probably
ETN.
Play. I would just rather bank on the 14 to 16 touches ETN is going to get versus the Raiders, opposed to if Coker didn't get that long 80-yard touchdown play, there was nothing. He had 3 for 20 something.
4 for 110. So we had 30 yards outside of that.
Yeah, it's probably ETN for me. Real talk. It's probably ETN. All right, Mobius for you. First and a Stroud for Jaden, or start Herbert Thursday night against the Broncos.
First and Stroud for Jaden.
So this sounds like he's got Stroud and Herbert. He's got Stroud and Herbert, and there's an offer for him to upgrade the QB position to get Jaden Daniels. Who do the Commanders play? Philly at home. Would you make that play, Jay? You're here, man. You're here. I gotta win it, damn it. So am I gonna play? And this seems like a single quarterback because he's saying just one of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's really hard. Like that's really
I don't know if
I don't know if I want to trade all that.
Superflex, without knowing all the specifics in the league, and Superflex, I'd be like, go get JD5. But in single quarterback,
you're fine with Herbert and Stroud.
I'm fine with Herbert.
You shouldn't need to tier up like that in single QB. You really shouldn't.
If the I'd rather spend that first on another position that can hit your lineup and help elevate your points instead of spending the first and a QB just to get the quarterback at the onesie spot. I would love to have JD5, but nah, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Roll with Herbert. JRich said it's in SoFi or CJ Stroud. I mean, he's throwing touchdown passes and not a ton of yards. I don't think I would make that trade. All right, we got Tanker 2532. Love the show. I look forward to it every week. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the viewership. Yoda, and I see Yoda on your shoulder there. I'm stuck in my lineups. I have Marv, Dowdle, Pollard, Tracy, Flowers, D-Hop. Only need to start one. You're not starting DeAndre Hopkins. Move him out of the picture. I don't want to be dismissive, but I don't think Jay Flowers is also in that range either. I don't think Marv is in the range. I think your conversation is between Rico Dowdle, Tony Pollard, and Tyrone Tracy. And to be honest with you, Rico Dowdle's success rate, #1 in the NFL over the last 8 weeks. He's getting 20-plus opportunities each and every week. He's gone over 100 yards 3 straight games. He didn't score last week. If it were me, this one would be pretty simple. I would be starting Rico Dowdle for the Dallas Cowboys versus who do we play this week?
Bucks, and they're at home, which I really like them at home.
Give me Rico.
And I think he'll be very good. So
Rico
the
should be a
Bucks
top
matchup
10
is
running back
tough,
on the week.
But yeah, he'll get the opportunities. I like them playing at home.
Agreed.
So they'll be indoors, all that stuff. Fast track, they'll be good. I'd start Dowdle too.
Yeah.
Dowdle pretty easily for me.
It's Dowdle. It's Dowdle for me. Dowdle for me. There it is. All right. Appreciate it. Hit the music, Jake. Appreciate y'all being in the building. Wake up, Ray and Jay. Every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are winding down. We've only got a couple of more 3-day-a-week shows, and then we dwindle down to 1 day every single Monday. But we appreciate each and every eye, each and every ear in the building. We will have a show on Friday. Next week, we know it is Merry Christmas season. We're going to have a show on Monday. Christmas is Wednesday, I believe, JRich.
Yeah.
So no show on Wednesday.
Wake up Christmas Day with Ray and Jay.
No one's going to wake up Christmas Day with us. And then Friday, Jay will be out, but I will be live Friday handling the post-Christmas show for us. And that will be the last one of the 2024 calendar year. I appreciate everybody, man. We got one more. AJ dropped one in here. AJ Wood dropped one in here. Shakir, Judy, DK, PPR, and Mahomes or Geno, 6 point per passing. Khalil Shakir, no thank you. Jerry Judy with DTR, and DK Metcalf is clearly being used behind Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's Khalil Shakir for me. Mahomes or Geno, 6 point passing touchdown. Jay, I'm
So
gonna let you take
here's-
this.
So here's the question, Ray. Would you rather? Oh, they got Minnesota. So you got Geno versus Minnesota, but you could stack Geno and DK for
I'm not
the
doing
upside.
that.
You're not doing that? I think I'd rather start DK over Mahomes. Even against Minnesota.
I don't think.
That's
I don't
kinda
think the.
crazy.
I don't think.
But
you mean
Geno's
Geno?
hurt. Is Geno gonna play? Oh, they're both fucking hurt, man. Oh
Dude,
my god.
AJ, pull back up on Friday and ask the question again. You don't got to pay a super chat. Let's see how Mahomes' ankle and Geno. That one you just got to wait. But I think I would start Khalil Shakir, no doubt. Like he's getting started.
He's probably gonna be great.
Shakir's getting started. He's starting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the show. We'll see y'all on Friday. We appreciate each and every eye, each and every ear in the building. Make sure you check out the mock. Make sure you check out Destination Dynasty on the channel. And we got more rookie content coming very soon. We love y'all. Enjoy. We out. Peace.
Peace.